Hi everyone, I'm Tina. I'm a certified functional medicine practitioner and nutritionist. And with us today we have Dina, our in-house naturopath expert on detoxification protocols and more.
Hey guys.
And we're here today to talk about our skin. I think skin is one of the most neglected organs out there. I think that, a lot of women, we care about our skin and our face and how we're looking, but we don't really realize that our skin is a living, breathing organ and one of the very important organs for detoxification. And so I think it's important for people to understand how we can better our skin health and from the inside out. Because a lot of us use like all these fancy creams and we can get carried away with what we can buy for our faces and things.
That's true.
But I think even more important is what can we do from the inside out? What are some of the root causes that can affect our skin? And I think to start off, I think the most important thing is what we're actually putting in our mouths, our diet, how our gut health is. So if we're eating foods that will cause inflammation, we can physically see that inflammation on our skin. We can see eczema, we can see psoriasis, we can see acne, we can see early signs of aging.
Dermatitis, wrinkles, and cellulite, yeah, correct. Tina, I think you actually touched upon a great comment when what you mentioned before, because you said everybody is trying to buy creams and they're trying to fix the skin issues topically. And just before we go into the inside thing, which is actually very important, could you please tell us a little bit about how creams can cause skin issues and how creams can cause many other issues such as estrogen dominance and the like, and how they're actually full of chemicals and some other ingredients that could put us into the situation of fatigue, of low elimination, and even, reactions?
Sure, great question. One of the things that I see as a functional medicine practitioner and that I ask is that when you put a cream on or a scent on, are you very reactive? Like, do you like, oh my God, I can't deal with somebody that's wearing a perfume, or, this is a big sign that you are toxic, that you are not handling things well. In creams, I think
toxic, that sounds really toxic. Meaning you're carrying a lot of toxicity.
Yes, you're not a toxic person, you're just carrying a lot of toxins inside of you.
Important, yeah.
And so what is happening here is that I think there's some sort of statistic that says that a woman can leave the house in the morning being exposed to over 300 chemicals.
Wow.
From the stuff we're putting on ourselves.
Makeup, perfumes, creams, and all the hair stuff, sprays, and...
Yeah. And so we really want to make sure that when we're choosing these kinds of creams that they're organic, that they don't have a lot of crazy ingredients that you don't understand. Like if you recognize the ingredients, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that what you're putting on your skin is good. You want to make sure you can actually go through a website called ewg.org, and they actually break down all these cosmetics for you, so you can actually understand which are more toxic and which are less toxic, so you can be a better consumer in that sense. And so a lot of the time, I once had a patient that just by decreasing the amount of cosmetics she was using, she started feeling better. She had,
and the skin
fatigue.
improves.
The skin improved, yes.
A lot of acne is resolved naturally just without anything else, just by removing offending cosmetics.
Exactly. So very, very important. Dina, can you talk to, when we're talking about the inside, what are some of the things that we can start doing at home today to increase our skin health?
Well, when you're talking inside, this is such a broad spectrum thing, but I will start with the emotional and stressful bit, because I was actually speaking with one of the naturopaths, and he told me a fascinating thing. So he said, those people with psoriasis that normally have it, for example, here on the elbows, they're trying to let go of something, and they haven't managed to do so. And those who have dermatitis, which is on the inside, they're trying to hold on to something. Like really, yes, to hold on, they can't let go, so they need to let go as well. So something here you probably need to push out of your life. Here you can't get enough of, and you want to really hold, but potentially you need to let go of that as well. So it's
really interesting.
Very interesting, yes. So I think the emotional and stressful side is important. What is it that is causing those issues? What do you feel allergic to? If, for example, the allergy or problems are on your face, what is it that you are not willing to show to the world, that you're showing but unwillingly? So those are interesting questions to explore. So with all the skin issues. Speaking also about the inside is your gut health. So the important number one thing is your gut health. So if you have all this hormonal, let's say acne, you need to check your hormones, you need to check how you are eliminating. So we're going back to the colon, we're going back to the small intestinal tract, if there is any SIBO, small intestinal overgrowth, if you bloat, if you have any reactions after foods, because all of this is gonna affect your skin. Also, a lot of skin issues are caused by parasites. So I think parasites is gonna be a very big topic on its own, but the very first thing I think to check after the diet with a skin issue is the parasites. If you can do some genetic stool tests to see if you are testing positive to those, and if you are, an extensive anti-parasitic protocol should be put in place to clear the skin issue. Also, it could be an autoimmune issue, and then we're working again through layers and layers of things: emotional, toxicity, mold, heavy metals, again, gut issues, and so on and so on. So I think you could elaborate a little bit more about those skin issues and the correct diet here, and how we can maybe eliminate part of this toxicity through a diet.
You mentioned that it's important to eliminate, you know, to poo. And so a lot of people don't know that when you're constipated a lot, like you're not going to the toilet normally, is you get into you throw off your hormonal balance, especially for women, okay? Because when you're not pooing, through poo, our toxic estrogens get eliminated, okay? So if we're not pooing, they get recycled back into our bloodstream, and you become estrogen dominant. And this can affect your monthly cycle, it can affect your period, it can make acne worse before your period. You know, you can have very tender breasts, very emotional before your period, and a lot of bloating and a lot of issues like this. And you can also have trouble losing weight because of it. And what does it mean that you're estrogen dominant? It means that your estrogen and your progesterone, your two female hormones, are not balanced, okay? And so when we are low in progesterone too, progesterone feeds back to our thyroid health as well. So if that loop is not naturally happening, this estrogen dominance, this too much buildup of toxic estrogens in the body, suppresses thyroid function, suppresses your progesterone, throws off your cycle. You can get heavy bleeds, you can, get all this, stuff coming out, serious acne coming out here. And so the first thing that we do to tackle this constipation is looking at gut health and looking at the diet, okay? A lot of conventional dairy is filled with hormones. So we're getting more estrogens like by consuming this conventional dairy. So that's one thing to cut out of the diet. For some people, consuming some organic dairy sometimes is okay. It just depends on the person, okay? So that's something that you and I can find out together. There's another known inflammatory food for many people, especially when we're talking about autoimmune thyroid disease or autoimmunity in general, is gluten. So that can definitely cause a skin issue when we're eating a lot of gluten, so we can take that out too. And obvious culprits are processed foods. So if you're eating stuff a lot from in a box and it has, 20,000 mystery ingredients, those are chemicals. And those can definitely cause those issues there. So, and of course, sugar, because what does sugar do? It feeds all our overgrowths. If we have those overgrowths that Dina was talking about, the SIBO,
yeast overgrowth,
yeast, parasitic, it's feeding that, So just by cutting these things out, you can start to alleviate constipation, because what you want to do is replace all these foods with plant-based foods. So a lot of different colored vegetables, nuts, seeds, chia seeds when they're soaked really help you to go to the toilet, so can flaxseed. And to really help the motility of the gut. Of course, being well hydrated too is very important. A lot of people say to me that they drink a lot of water and they're still having trouble pooing. because they're deficient in electrolytes. A simple trick you can do at home is to just add a little bit of coconut water, which is naturally rich in electrolytes, to your water, and that will help you start going to the toilet a little bit better. Another thing you can do is to take some Celtic sea salt and add it to some water and drink a little bit of that every day to replenish your electrolytes.
Delicious.
Or just add it to your smoothie so you won't taste it. Yeah. And so by doing all these things, naturally, you're starting to eliminate and getting those estrogens out of there, and slowly, you will see a massive improvement in your acne as well.
There is a great salad recipe that I heard for this hormonal acne elimination just before you hit the period. Beetroot and carrot raw, they grate it. You add a little bit of olive oil, and if you can tolerate apple cider vinegar, if you cannot tolerate it, you can add maybe a little bit of lemon and salt for your electrolytes, and you eat it 1 week before your period. And that helps to remove those excess estrogens from the system and to detoxify the liver, so you can experience less symptoms, and that will show on your skin.
Yeah. So there's all these little tricks that, you know, people aren't aware. We're just running to the pharmacy to get creams, you know, like, oh, I got to get rid of it. But you're just, you know, you're getting rid of the symptom. This is a symptom of something. So we are looking for the root cause so that we can address it from the inside out. And once you do that, it doesn't necessarily mean that your skin issues will go away forever, but they will get severely much better. You know, and you will know how to deal with it. You'll become self-aware. So it's like, oh, I'm getting more acne. Am I eating more sugar lately?
Yes.
You become more self-aware.
So I want to just add here that if you have changed your diet, you tried all the detox salads, you have dealt with your emotional toxicity, you eliminated parasites, at least you worked to eliminate as much as possible, you did maybe even anti-pathogen, anti-yeast strategies, and you still have skin issues, autoimmune skin issues or hormonal skin issues, then the next step to look into is heavy metals. And heavy metals is another very, very big subject. So if you don't know where to start or how to start, you please work with a professional to determine which heavy metals you have in your system and how to correctly eliminate them, because this is another ordeal. Yeah.
Great point. So thank you very much for listening to our wonderful talk here. I hope we've given you some valuable information. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or if you'd like to contact us at Neomed, we'd be happy to make an appointment for you so we can discuss your healthy skin.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.